JFrame, and today we're going to do a bit more Java coding. So let's get started. So where we left off, we created this tutorial package, and we have our source folder, which contains the main, which contains our current class called game. Right now it doesn't do much, but run a while statement, which is good for now, but like if you're wanting to do console games, this is how you would do it. Right. And so let's see where to go next. Well, let's see if I can design, I think for here, let's just try designing a game window. So in order to do that, we need a JFrame. So we do private JFrame. Project library, okay, and from here we call game, say game.jframe equals a new JFrame. That should create the window. And if we run it now, after saving this, you don't see a window just yet, but we just see it running. It's just not displayed. Okay. So now we need to do a few other things. Let's see. You see, I'm just trying to remember this. A JFrame. That's true. Right. And if we set that to true, we have this little thing. Oh yeah. And I'll show you what I mean with recording. So right now we have this little box on the screen. There's not much because we haven't given it a width and height just yet. So whatever is its default is been set like this. So we're going to have to fix that by giving it a width and height. Okay. Right, and now that's closed. We terminate that. Everything should be running fine. I just need to type game.jframe. That's default close operation, and JFrame exits on close. Basically, we want to make certain that we set the close operation, otherwise the game is going to continue to run. And let's see, game.jframe set size. using numbers for demonstration purposes, and like that. And let's see what else do we do. JFrame. We don't have anything else. We should be good to run right now. So let's see what we get when we run this. Well, we get a bigger Alright, and what we have right here is basically a bigger screen than what we had previously. And this is basically the window. The only downside to this is, like, well, it doesn't stick in the middle of the screen, so we're going to change that next. Right. Alright, and back here. So now we want to give the JFrame a location to start from. So set screen.jframe dot, what are we looking for? Location. Okay, so we want setting the location relative to portion. This will determine where our location starts in, whether it's the center of the screen or the middle. So by default we should set it to null, and that should be good there. But probably before you display visible, you probably want to make this at the very end, just for consistency. And now if we run it again, our screen should now be appearing in the middle of the screen, which it is. Okay. And yeah, it is in the center of the screen. So now when you try to run the code. So far so good. What next? Let's close this for now. Oh yeah, and if we click the X button, it closes the thing, so. Alright, so now we have a JFrame that works. So we have a fully working JFrame, though it's not displaying any colors at the moment. For that, we're going to need to do something a bit different. We're going to need we're going to need either a class that extends canvas or a JPanel, which will allow us to, either method will work, but they allow us to write information to the screen. So basically pixels, words, anything. But mainly it's for graphic elements. So. Alright, so first we should clean this up a little bit. So let's see. Alright, and probably we also want this to scale too. So private int private float scale. Now scale should usually be a float or a double because we want to have a value for it, so that basically makes more sense. Because it'll allow us to scale the width and height of our screen. Alright, and so now down here we want to create a function, so a private void, and we want to call this one build window. Now this is going to do basically the exact same stuff we did previously, but in a more consistent location. So instead of it being all in main, we're just I'm just shifting it over here, and since we no longer have the game local variable, we just remove that, and we have the window existing here. All the code is here, and we just need to take this out. Just need to take this out, and okay, so we streamlined that code. Instead of the 300 and 128 that I've been using before, I want to use a different size that I can set. So, and I'm going to make this an int scaled width is equal to width times scale. Actually, I'm going to make it a float. Right? And float scaled height is equal to height times scale. Alright? And then from here, put this into this statement here, so now we can change the width and height to anything we want. One caveat of set size is these have to be ints, so we have to convert them to ints. We do this because it doesn't like floating values. Okay, so now from here, now we have this working. We can just call build window. We go game.build window, and so that should work fine here. And above that, yeah, this will build the window, and we also want to build some of the initial private void net. Alright. And this the width and height. And so it'll function exactly like what it did in the main method, but we'll do it from this function because it's initializing our variables. So yeah, width 200, height 400, and put those together. Oh yeah, and we need our scale method. So scale is equal to 1.0, and we have to add a float because it doesn't recognize floats, because by default it assumes everything's a double. Okay, so now we have that, but before we build the window, we need to make certain we call game.init, and we can remove this. 200 and 400, and let's clean up some of this other code since we're not using it at the moment. Just tidying it up a little bit. Alright. And move that. And so now if we go through here, now our main class is very streamlined. We just have game equals new game, same variable, but now we call the init method to basically set our variables, initialize our variables, and then we build a window using the build window function. And if we run it, it should behave the same, though the size will be a bit different. Okay. As you can see, the width and height has completely changed, and now we have this type of box, and it basically behaves the same as previously. So if we click close, it's going to close. And so now we know that it's working. So so we have the same behavior that we had previously. So nothing has changed, other than we compartmentalize some of the information so it's a little bit more streamlined. So we created this init class for storing our variable or assigning our variables, and then this JFrame, which builds our window, our game window, and our main class is much smaller now, which is quite a nice change. Alright, I think I can call it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Both Graywing, signing out. Bye bye!